Hello, everyone. Good morning from Lagos. It's a rainy morning wherever you're joining us. Welcome to the maiden edition of Octamile series, Transforming Insurance Claims for Car Owners by Octamile. My name is Princeville, and I'm going to be moderating today's conversation on transforming insurance claims experience for car owners in Nigeria and Africa. So once again, if you're just joining us, welcome to this session. Some bit of housekeeping as we get started. So you will be allowed to ask questions during this session. You can either raise your hand, unmute your mic, and then ask your question. You can use the Q&A box, and I'll be able to read your question out to our guest. Please always mute your mic in this session if you're not speaking, to ensure that the webinar is a great experience for all of us here, and eventually for everyone that is going to listen or watching on it on our different platforms later. Also, if you're on Twitter, engage with us at Octamile. Use the hashtag Octamile series, and we'll take the conversation offline. So once again, welcome to Transforming Insurance Claims Experience for Car Owners. Again, my name is Princeville. So what is Octamile? Who are we at Octamile? What are we doing? Octamile is an insurtech startup in Nigeria. I know a couple of people are joining us from different countries across the world. We are building solutions to digitize the insurance value chain for insurers in Africa, and also to enable non-insurance digital businesses to offer insurance as a product or a feature to their existing product. At the core of the solutions or partnerships that we're building at Octamile to ensure, that the average Nigerian, the average African has it easy to access insurance. At the core of that, our value is that we are simplifying access to insurance to protect Africans from financial loss, whether by doing this with partnering with insurers like Adeboa here, or with non-insurance businesses. This is what is at the core of what we're doing. And I am glad to have you meet our speakers today. So I would like to introduce Adeboa. Adeboa started her career about 17 years ago at Guarantee Trust Assurance in retail business division as part of the pioneer team that bettered the bank assurance model, which involved providing financial solutions to the customers of the bank. Prior to joining the claims group in 2017, she has gained diverse experience in retail, commercial insurance sales, business development, retail sales channel management, project management, credit control, and risk management. She was formerly the head of enterprise risk management team and environmental social manager, where her immense contribution and activities in AXA Mansard and in the industry resulted into an industry recognition, where she won the Risk Manager of the Year award of the maiden edition of the Nigerian Risk Awards in 2013, and AXA in the same year won the Insurance Company of the Year, an award that is organized by the renowned Conrad Clark Institute of Risk Management UK and Business Day Nigeria. She is also a certified risk manager from the Institute of Risk Management, IRM, United Kingdom, making her a certified risk manager, and she recently completed her MBA from the University of Roehampton, London. Adeboa currently is the technical expert claims and reinsurance at AXA Mansard Nigeria PLC. Please use the emojis, use the comment section, and just help me welcome Adeboa. Adeboa, welcome.
Thank you, Princeville, for the welcome message. I'm happy to be here. especially discussing this topic around insurance claims in Nigeria, especially for car owners. I'm happy to be here, and I hope it will be a very engaging session. Thank you.
Thank you, Adebola, and hoping it will be a very engaging session as well myself. So moving on to our next speaker and panelist, I would like to introduce my boss, my CEO, the founder of Octamile, Benro Dara. Benro is actually a trained insurance professional from the University of Lagos. He's currently the CEO of and founder of Octamile, an insurtech company that recently launched in December, having raised 500,000 USD to scale and expand its products offerings in Nigeria. Benro Dara is an innovator in the online and technology space with interest in marketplaces, digital channels, fintech, insurtech, and building high performance teams. He has several years of experience in early growth stage businesses across various capacities and organizations, both within the insurance sector and away from insurance. Benro, once again, welcome to Transforming Insurance Claims Experience for Car Owners by Octamile.
Thank you, Prince Will. To be talking today about.
Okay, thank you, Benro. Welcome. And again, if you just joined us, thank you for joining us. I have with me here Adebola and Benro, and I am going to kickstart this with my first question, and this will be both to you, Adebola and Benro. I think I would like to get you, Adebola, to react to it first. In the Deloitte 2022 Insurance Industry Outlook Report, AI, analytics, and cloud have been identified to hold enormous opportunities for reimagining the insurance value chain for customers. My question would be, what are the top trends you see in your experience, over 70 years experience in this sector, that will be dominating the insurance sector in 2022?
Thank you, Prince Will. Okay, for the insurance sector, especially in Nigeria, what we see now is a lot of companies being very traditional in our nature for the last many years. A lot of companies are trying very hard to embrace digital operations in different aspects of their business models. And this is basically because the industry has had quite a challenging time over the years, with known to be known for maybe some very negative conclusions around claim settlement, the essence of insurance and being able to fulfill our promises at the time of claim, and many other not so very good stories. And a lot of the leading insurance companies are beginning to try to look for ways to, show that the essence of what exactly it is that we're doing. And I think in the background of everything is generally mostly claim settlement. And so you're seeing a lot more companies coming up to improve that area of their business, and generally just adapting different digital models to improve different aspects of their business, generally through the entire value chain. We also see a spring up of micro insurance companies. And in this space as well, we're beginning to see companies that are coming up with full digital operations. Micro insurance companies coming up with full digital operations where they are having their end-to-end process and overall business all done digitally. For the big traditional insurance companies, we also see that they are starting small, having subsections of their business being digitalized, and then of course growing it at the time as it goes along. So we just see that the space is changing. Everybody is trying to improve the customer experience, because we believe that this is one of the key areas that a lot of people are trying to work on. And of course, just understanding what value means to our customers. In the insurance space, you find that most of the products are very standardized. It's now the work of the insurance companies to see how they can do some bit of personalization to try to ensure that customers get value for what they buy. And this can only be done with the use of data analysis and, of course, just continuously understanding what the value means to our customers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adebola. You've spoken about claim settlement, digital models, micro-insurance, digitalization of end-to-end insurance processes, traditional insurance, looking at subsections that they can digitalize, and basically improving the customer experience and personalization. Benro, I would also like you to react to that. What are the top insurance trends in your experience and in your foresight that you're seeing dominating the insurance sector in 2022?
Thank you, Principal. I think similar to what Adebola said, we see that a lot of the leading insurers are increasingly looking to deliver customer solutions that actually delights their customers. And a lot of them are now trying to use technology as well to improve this experience for their customers. So we also saw a big shift in the industry post-COVID-19 pandemic. And we saw a rise in demand for technology solutions. Leading insurance providers all moved to adopt new technologies to sort of improve that process of delivering their own value proposition, whether it's via online channels, via channels that would be up 24/7, with the realization that part of the new normal would be a lot of remote activities. And also we see that insurers face lots of rising costs now in the industry, especially with rising inflation. We see devaluation of local currency in Nigeria. It all adds up to bottom line challenges, and we see that this is an area where a lot of our partners are concerned to sort of manage better and find solutions to help them improve their portfolios in this area.
Thank you so much, Benro. You've spoken well. New technologies, rising cost, inflation, and bottom line challenges, basically ensuring that insurers are profitable in 2022. I would come back to you, Benro, but right now let's go to Adebola. My question would be, from a customer's perspective, what would you say is the biggest challenge with the claims experience, the traditional claims experience that we have right now? What would you say is the biggest challenge for the customer? Hi, Adebola, your mic is still muted. If you're speaking, I can see you speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay,
great. Thank you. The biggest challenge that we see from the customer's perspective is, being able to enjoy the customer journey. Now, a lot of times emphasis is being made on the claims process, but the claims process is usually not a standalone process. It feeds from the onboarding process at the time when the customer is buying the policy, up to the time when, from the time when the customer is buying the policy, up to the time when the customer eventually probably has a loss and has to be paid. So the entire journey has to be seamless for the customer to have a very great experience. And insurance companies have struggled with, ensuring that this process is actually seamless from the beginning when the customer approaches that insurance company for a quote or information on any of the policies. So what I feel is that clearly the difference between a great and a poor experience is very clear. Customers are very clear about, when an experience is bad or when an experience is good. Now, if you find yourself in the negative part of that divide, definitely there is a price to pay. And in these days or in this time that we find, when a customer has had a subpar experience with an organization, it is amplified by the speed of that customer being able to access social media platforms and any other platform where they can, personally report their issues. And this sometimes can be it can be like a damaging experience for that particular brand. So it's important for us as insurance companies to understand what value means to our customers first, and to ensure that the customer journey is seamless and enjoyable for the customer, irrespective of whether it's a claim or not. Even at the point of buying, even in the times when they have not had a claim, to reiterate to them what their policy covers, constant communication with the customer during the life of the policy, and even at the point of claim, for them to be able to have that enjoyable experience. So for me, the biggest challenge from a customer's perspective will be to say, am I getting value for the money that I have paid? And when eventually I access a particular organization that I want to work with in terms of insurance, would I have that enjoyable experience from the beginning to the end? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adebola. You've spoken about, insurers understanding what is value and that constant education for customers, from insurance to customers. I think my second question here is just to add to what you had already stated is, how easy has it been for customers to adapt to the digital process or the digital experience? Because again, we live in an environment where while there's been a lot of uptake going to digital, some sectors haven't largely witnessed that. What do you say would be the current, what's the ease rating for you for adoption of digital channels by customers?
The adoption of the digital channels by customers, I think it also has to do with some segmentation also on that customer level. Now, you find that a lot of the Generation Z customers would prefer to use some of the digitalized online platforms to do, as even with everybody, for every intending customer today, if you are trying to purchase any product, within a month, you would have to do at least maybe one or two of those products. You would have to buy them via a platform, via an app, via a mobile phone, and all of that. So this really doesn't relate to just one level of customer, but basically to say that the adoption levels are different across the different bands, and you'll find that some people will accept it more and are very eager to use it, while some require quite a number of communications, engagements to actually get to use the platforms. But I think one thing that is clear is that if that platform actually, or whatever digitalized process or automations that you've put in place, if that actually brings ease to the customer, I think most customers are actually willing to give it a try, try to use it. So we've seen different levels of adoption at different levels of customer levels. I think one thing that is clear that we need to do more is communication and engagement. People need to understand the value that whatever it is that you are bringing is going to do. They want to know how it is different from the traditional models. What would they gain? What's in it for them? Why should I use this new platform and all of that? So people just want more information. And I think it's one of the areas where we need to do better generally to put that information out there, let customers be engaged, understand the usage of this platform and how it will improve their experience overall. So I would say that generally it's different levels of adoption and participation across the different customer profiles that we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And if you're just joining us, just to reset the room a bit, this is Octamile series by Octamile. Today we're talking about transforming insurance claims experience for car owners. If you have any question, please use the Q&A box and I will read out your question for our panelists to answer. Once again, thank you for joining us. I would come to you, Benro. I think we've gotten the idea from Adebola that there's different adoption levels across different customer profiles. My question to you, Benro, will be: how do you think technology can transfer car owners' claims experience in Nigeria and in Africa?
Thank you, Priscilla. So, I'll be hinging a lot on what Debola has said a lot on this conversation. So the end-to-end customer experience, I think is super important. And if any insurance relationship that just looks at one part of it without, sort of trying to solve that whole customer journey and provide a great experience there, is sort of solving the problem in silos. And I think that probably speaks a bit about the reason why some initiatives may not have had the kind of effect that they wanted to have in the past. So claims being a very important part of the perceived value of what the customer is paying for, it actually is, for most customers, the question if they will continue, the judging factor, if they will continue patronizing a particular product or a particular underwriter. And it's at that experience when you ask a lot of people who buy insurance, if you ask them if the experience was good or bad, when they say good or bad, they're most times referring to how they felt when they needed help or when they needed that perceived value when a claim occurred. And it's most times not really around whether they got the money or not, really around how easy it was to even know how to file a claim, how easy it is to provide the details, how much details of follow-up is the customer being able to provide. I think that's the overall experience that the customer is looking out for. So you can imagine so many activities that need to happen for millions or hundreds of thousands of customers, and without technology, it could sometimes become chaotic. So I think the role that technology can play in transforming this claims experience is very significant as we begin to get more people in the insurance bracket. So as more people buy insurance across Nigeria and across Africa, it's super important that we're able to leverage data from other sources and technology to be able to offer that smooth experience at the end of the day. And the interesting thing is that this also has a knock-on effect on the overall industry. If I had a great experience and I renewed my insurance policy, I would speak about it to my friend, my family, and in any conversation around why insurance does not work where I'm sitting, I'll be an advocate, or whoever that customer is who had that great claims experience would be an automatic advocate for insurance at that point. So I think that's the knock-on effect that will also help the overall driving of insurance penetration. So, to summarize, I think technology will play a big role in transforming that claims experience, but not just the claims experience, that whole insurance journey.
Thank you so much, Benro. Technology will play a great role in enhancing the insurance journey. I will come back to you, Adebola. My question would be, how are you leveraging technology and data presently to improve the insurance claims process for your customers?
Hi, can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. Hi, Adebola. My question is, how are you leveraging technology and data presently to improve the claims process for your customers?
Okay, thank you. I was even going to give a bit more insight into Benro's earlier comment around, ensuring that the customer journey is very good, and this can be enabled with technology. It's also important to understand that the customer journey is not just about the speed of claim settlement. There's always this perception that it's just the customer just wants the claim paid immediately. But there are definitely more, that's just one of the important areas that needs to be considered. McKinsey did a research on repairable auto claims in the US, and there were 5 qualities that was mentioned that was driving the customer satisfaction in motor claim settlement. And the first one was the speed of claim settlement. Then we had ease of communicating with the insurer. So even the insurer needs to be accessible during the claims process. It's not about just, telling them, fill a claim form, do this, do that, and they don't get, they're not able to reach out to you to get more information or get more insight as to how the process should be. The other thing is the employee knowledge and professionalism in that adjustment process when the claims are being adjusted. The professionalism of the claims handler is so important. It can actually break the entire process. It can actually mar your customers' satisfaction in that whole process. It's so important. And of course, the employees need to be courteous and be able to show empathy. Because sometimes when people don't have their car to use, depending on what kind of business they do, some people, that car is so important to their everyday life, and not being able to have access to use it. So also having some additional features that help the customer also go through that period in a better way. And of course, transparency and ease of process. A lot of the executives who read this research were shocked to find out that these particular things topped the chart, as opposed to settlement amounts and maybe ease of tracking the claim, which are also important. But I mean, these ones were really, really came really, really top, the 5 that I mentioned. And so it's very important for us to know that it's beyond the amount that is going to be paid. It's also beyond the ability to track the claim, because sometimes we feel like, oh, if the customer can see what's going on in this claims process, then it's fine. But beyond that, there's a lot that has to go on. Even the engagement during that entire process is really key. So quickly, to go back to your question of what are we doing in terms of how we adopting technology in our own space. I think one thing that I can mention that we did at the end of, it's a project that we had started for over a year, and we then were able to conclude it at the end of last year. So it's still really quite new, and we're still trying to see it work. It's the fast track claims application that we put together. This is an application that helps all customers notify claims, and then it's able to fast track a certain threshold of claims in terms of amount. It's able to fast track it such that that claim can be paid within 60 minutes. This is very important because it helps the customer to have confidence in the system. It also helps the customer to have that experience that we're actually be talking about all through this session. So for example, I notify a claim, And the way the system works is that it also helps to provide data that the insurer already has. So it's not asking the customer too many questions. It's already giving the customer information that is already in the system that we have collected at the point of inserting cover. It helps to bring out all that information. And so the whole process is really seamless. And, customer can actually make a claim and also get his claim payment within 60 minutes. This is quite novel in the industry. And we expect that we will continue to grow this particular area. Another thing that we did at the end of last year as well is to also have a spare part database platform. I think we spoke about data and we spoke about automations and processes. So we have a spare part database platform that helps. Earlier I spoke about professionalism.
Yes.
The professionalism that we're talking about also involves ability of the claim handlers to have data to use to make propositions to customers during adjustment. And this spare part database is basically having the values of spare parts, the current values of spare parts that we use at the point of adjustment. So someone has brought their vehicle and it's a partial loss, so we either need to repair with our garages or the customer has brought his own garages. But being able to being able to negotiate that estimate in a transparent manner would involve a process where you are able to validate the cost that you are attaching to each spare part, each damaged spare part on that estimate. And this really is important as it supports the progress of the entire process. Now, you would find that, in fact, in other clients, you will find that this sort of spare part database is what maybe insurance companies come together to even put together, so that it's something that becomes a standard across the insurance companies. And as the spare parts move, the cost of spare parts move as a function of maybe inflation or for any other reason, the cost it's standard across all insurance companies because they're using the same database. But in Nigeria, sometimes we don't find those kind of collaborations happen so easily, even though it's something that we are open to, and we are hopeful that a lot of insurance will come together to start to put in place structures that can help improve the entire process. So for me, those are the two things that we're doing currently that we believe is going to change our trend, especially for our customer experience. We're a company that's very key. We're very keen on how our customers perceive the business that we do. So it's something that is measured every year. And we believe that this particular fast track platform that we have put in place has the capacity to help change that trend significantly into 2022. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeboa. Well spoken. That's really interesting to know that you guys are leveraging data and technology at AXA Mansard to improve customer experience and also to enable underwriters deliver value to AXA Mansard customers in as fast as 60 minutes. Fantastic. Gbero, I will come back to you as well with a similar question. My question would also be, how does Octamile leverage technology and data via its offerings and solutions to improve the process for the end user, which is the car owner across Nigeria and Africa?
Absolutely. Okay. So I think so. First of all, Octamile, our team is a mix of people who understand insurance and people who understand technology. So we understand that our ability to fuse both together very well there lies the best solutions that we're able to deploy for the industry. So we provide an end-to-end modular solution, which is highly customizable for the needs of any of our insurance partners, provides improved customer experience, and helps our insurance partners to manage their claims costs as well. Like Adeboa mentioned around the claims fast track product being used currently by AXA Mansard, powered by Octamile. It's an example of how we can leverage data from new sources and also, build customizable solutions for our partners. the solution essentially handholds the customers from the beginning of the process and augments the back-end operations of any of our insurance partners, easily integrating into their own software, such that nobody has to replace existing software that is being used in-house. So we believe that it's that kind of solution that's able to transform the claims experience overnight, which is, a simple plug and play solution that any of our insurance partners can easily integrate with in a matter of days or weeks, depending on how ready their own tech stack is.
All right, fantastic. Well spoken, Benro. So we also would like to reset the room a bit. I see some new joiners. If you have any question on the topic transforming insurance claims experience for car owners in Nigeria and Africa, please drop your question in the comment section, and we will answer your question as well. So I will come back to you, Adebola, and my question would be, what would be your advice to car owners in Nigeria regarding your current claims experience? And also bearing in mind that a lot of people, because of the old claims processes that was there, majorly, most people just opting for third-party insurance rather than going for the full package. What would be your advice to such people out there, car owners, about your current claim experience?
Okay, thank you, Princewell. I think it's just to say that all of the experiences, bad experiences that people have had about insurance companies is sincerely going down the drain. A lot of insurance companies are strong out there and are willing to, ensure that the customer experience is great. People are at different levels of digitization, of automation, to improve different aspects of the customer journey. And we just want our customers to believe in us and help use those platforms, use those products, because sometimes some people don't even want to use the platforms, so we need to, keep putting out information out there to ensure that they use it. We want our customers to use the platform, because it's only when they use it, they can give us their user experience feedbacks that would also help us continue to improve the platforms and make it better, and so that they can actually get the value that they desire from some of these insurance policies that they do. We understand that, the bad experience is still out there in some places, but to a large extent, I think it's changing significantly. And every insurance company out there is trying to do something different to, wow their customers, to satisfy their customers. And so we employ all the customers to help utilize some of the platforms that we're putting out there and give feedback. Particularly, I think feedback is so key, and it's something that we try to use to improve our processes. So the customers should give feedback if, even after using some of these platforms that we're talking about, they're not happy about it. That feedback is also good, because it's good for us to help improve what we're doing. But we know that if they engage in using some of these applications, that they would have a good experience. And we want to say thank you again to Octamile for working with us on this particular platform. I think one thing that we have understood at AXA Mansard is that we can't do everything alone. If we want to if we want our journey to be incremental, but at the same time, fast-paced, with our customers in mind, and with their objectives ahead of us and what we want to achieve, we also need to find very good partners, credible people that we can work with to actually achieve our digital dreams or our digital aspirations. And so I will say thank you to Octamile for helping us with this one, and we hope we can work together to have to improve that platform based on user experience, and also to even have better automations around different other areas of our business model going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adebola. I would ask a question to you, Gbero, and then we circle back to take questions. We already have two questions so far. Gbero, my question to you is: what opportunities do you see claims automation brings to the insurance industry, and how do you think for Africa it will shape the future of insurance, considering that there's a lot of drive by regulatory bodies to increase adoption of insurance, not just in Nigeria, across Africa, especially across several other countries. When you compare the insurance adoption in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and then compare that to South Africa, it seems that these other countries are lagging behind. So what opportunities do you think claims automation bring to the industry, and how do you think to shape the future of insurance adoption in Nigeria and Africa?
Yeah, so I think digitization generally, the opportunity that digitization brings is the opportunity to now have data that you can easily go back and learn from. And the more data that you have, the more innovation that you can do around those processes. So I think, first of all, the key opportunity here is the ability to leverage the data real time from both internal sources about the insurance providers have about the insured or the customers, and also leveraging on even external sources, for example, about the subject matter of insurance, for example, the car in this case, the ability to now have a new set of data which probably did not exist before when you fuse the old data plus the new data together and create a whole new world of opportunities. So, like Debola said, it also claims is not just an industry. It's not just the insurance industry. The insurance industry is partnering with an entire ecosystem, people who supply parts, mechanics, that whole value chain. If only the insurance provider is, being digitized or automated, and the other guys are still super manual, their own partners are manual, the overall claims process, the overall claims experience will still be hampered. But I think, generally digitization and tech has a large potential for the whole ecosystem, even extending beyond the insurance underwriters themselves. But just to conclude, I think this is the new normal, and any insurance provider who's not able to, boast of a ability to pay out a claim in 60 minutes, like our partner AXA Mansard, I think is not taking advantage of or listening to the needs and the demands of their customers, and probably not positioned for the growth of the future. So I think this is the new normal, and this is the opportunity that exists now. Customers who have stopped using insurance, stopped purchasing insurance, or customers who have not even purchased insurance in the past, it's an opportunity to provide a great experience for them.
Thank you so much, Gbero. Again, we will be taking questions and getting answers from our panelists. But before I ask some of those questions that have been asked, I wanted to just say that, every 5 minutes, an insurance fraud claim is uncovered. And this is according to the Insurance Fraud Enforcement Department in the UK, looking at over 107,000 fraudulent insurance claims worth 1.2 billion pounds were uncovered by insurers in 2019. this is a new scam. This basically means that, you know, a new scam is uncovered every 5 minutes and 300 in a day. I don't think, like Benro has said at this stage, anyone should be considering not automating their claims processing and claims experience. At Octamile, like you've heard, we build digital solutions, and some of our solutions is the seamless fast track auto claims technology. With this solution, we built it with your business and customer at heart. We understand that, you know, insurers, their profitability relies on reducing the frustrations of their customers and satisfying their policy holders, because again, like Adebola had mentioned, if a customer has a great experience, that person becomes a champion for your brand, and that person would likely come back because of that experience. Our automated claims solution helps insurers fast track their claims processes, reduce administrative costs. I mean, if there's the economy is shrinking, what better time for you to reduce administrative cost? You optimize staff productivity, because now you can focus your underwriters with the right tech stack, with the right data sources to make faster decisions and deliver great experience to your customers. You also get to reduce fraud and basically overall offer a seamless customer experience to your customers. One of our other products is our vehicle history and valuation product. This enables underwriters, insurers, and even non-insurance businesses basically to make better underwriting and financing decisions. It helps them minimize the risk of fraud, make data-backed decisions, reduce business risk, increase their portfolio profitability, enjoy peace of mind. And really not the last or the least is our embedded insurance solution. Distribution across digital channels is very, very important, but doing it in very creative ways where you can offer customers across different digital business platforms. And we're talking about marketplaces, banks, even all non-insurance businesses that are digital can offer insurance with our solution on their platform. And we're partnering with a lot of partners on this. What this means is partners in their ecosystem, their customers and their users can just buy insurance without leaving the ecosystem. It also sort of reduces the challenge that insurers have with sales. It reduces their ability to want to retain certain customers because those experiences are in the ecosystem that this. So with our APIs, we enable non-insurance businesses to offer insurance either as a feature to a product or as an add-on. Now we'll go to the Q&A and answer some questions. And I will basically just throw out this question. I don't know if Bero or Adebola, you want to go for it. Someone says, how do you think NIA and NICOM can help to increase the adoption of digital automation in the insurance sector in Nigeria? Basically, regulatory bodies across Africa, do you think they can play a role to have faster adoption of digitalization?
Yes, thank you, Prince Will. I mean, interesting question. I think in the regulators, of course, they play a very important role in the progress of insurance companies. NICOM will play a very important role. So if the association and NICOM also pushing these digitalization, automation opportunities, of course, a lot more people would also be quick to also start looking at these areas and adopt them. It could be expensive in terms of, but I mean, if you plan your budget appropriately, you should be able to have an aspect of your budget that you can set towards this. And so, yes, of course, the regulators are they have that capacity to actually help change the trend of things that are going on. And I believe that they are also on the right track. Things are changing. They are also beginning to look at these areas. The pace of movement or the pace of progress may be slow, but I believe with a lot of forward-thinking insurance companies that we have right now, we are also not just waiting for them to come and engage us. We are also actively engaging the regulators and our associations and proposing some of these things. So change is very near, change is close, and now we can see things moving forward in that area going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Change is close. Benro, this question is directed at you by Ekeret. It says, how do you think embedded insurance can help with the trust of insuring the public? I think the basic question is around building customers' trust. Do you think embedded insurance can play a role with, raising the trust of customers for insurance and insurers?
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Mr. Olagamikon, for that great question. So I think that definitely embedded insurance can help to renew the trust of the insuring public. And this is because that product enables people to experience insurance by default. As opposed to thinking about it or having to do another transaction when they, have just made a purchase. So for example, with the case of purchasing a device, do I have to have a separate conversation around insuring my device, as opposed to is it happening by default? And when something happens, I'm able to actually experience insurance. I think that's the opportunity that embedded insurance presents, and that's how we, think of each of our partnerships with each of our partners who are relying on our APIs. However, also important to think to note that insurance is a highly regulated area. And for us, we're just want to be able to deliver this great product experience, without going out of the boundaries of the insurance regulations as well. But yes, I think so. The simple answer to that question is that embedded insurance really is that opportunity to help renew that trust for the insuring public.
Okay, thank you, Benro. And the last question will be directed to Adebola, and I think it's also from Ekert, and that's the last question we'll take for this session. It's basically, in summary, saying that, that 50% of claimants in Nigeria, because of the frustration of the settlement process, they switch insurers in their renewal stage for their next insurance. Adebola, do you think the automated claims solution that you currently have and at AXA, do you think this can help insurers reduce these statistics?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so the reason why people switch sometimes it's not just only about customer experience. It's not only because maybe their claim hasn't been settled. There are different reasons why people move. But the issue is that the data is not even there. Like you don't know who's leaving your company for another company, right? You don't know who's leaving your who's leaving your company for another company, and you don't know where they're going. So the data is not really there. We can't really put our hands to it to say, oh, 5 people left my company today, but they went to this other company. So I'm not able to really say the reason why they're leaving. I can assume because maybe I checked their claims experience or I checked the score that they gave me at the end of the claims session. And I said that, oh, it wasn't really good. So maybe they weren't happy with that process. But I think more importantly, as an industry, we need to come together to do a bit more together. in terms of collaboration in the industry. It's actually important for the growth of the industry. We need to understand certain things that we need to do together. For example, how do we even share information on fraudulent claims? People keep defrauding us. We get them here, we catch them here, but they go somewhere else, and they're ruining another company. So there's a lot more that we can do in terms of data, how we share data amongst ourselves, how we use data to improve what we're doing generally. And I mean, the question was quite robust, and thank you so much for that question. I mean, there's a lot around what are we doing in terms of putting it out there that we actually do pay claims. So it's something that we've also noted, and we've started doing that. You might not just have seen a lot of it, but it's a work in progress. So it's something that we'll continue to do in terms of letting people know that, oh, we're actually really paying these claims, and getting people to believe more in insurance. Insurance works here in Nigeria and many other places around the world, and we're not left out from how it is that we're also interested in our customer experience, our customer satisfaction, the customer journey, and to ensure that everything goes well. So yes, I hear you, and I understand the challenges of people losing customers every year to another company. But sometimes you need to understand what sort of customers are you losing. Sometimes you also have customers that you actually really want to lose because of their claims experience or their claims data. You know, the claims ratio is really, really high. So you're wondering, okay, are these helping me, or are they helping me? Are they devaluing or destroying my portfolio? So, but I think more importantly is the data aspect. How do we really share data amongst ourselves to improve the business that we do? How do we ensure that if somebody is living here, he's going to another place, he's not fully declaring why he left somewhere to go to another place, and he's going there to ask for a rate that is not okay, and they're granting him that rate, only to find out that he's a serial claimant, and they're going to end up losing on that portfolio or on that policy. So data is really key. We need to do more within ourselves. There's a lot of collaboration that needs to happen in line with the association and NICOM to improve what it is that we're doing. And of course, they need to communicate and engage with our customers and the overall public for them to understand that insurance is really working. Insurance works. Now, I mean, we can't take away from the fact that not every claim will be paid. The principal mentioned fraudulent claims, and fraudulent claims keep evolving. When you find a particular trend today, the trend changes in another month or two. So are you even ahead of what's going on in your industry? So we cannot pay every claim, but we want to say that every genuine claim is being paid. If your claim is genuine and we don't have any suspicions around it, your claim will be paid. We have no reason not to. And so I hear you, I take the feedback. We will do more in terms of putting it out there and letting people know that, yes, we are paying claims here in Nigeria and insurance works. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeboa. This has been a very insightful and fantastic session. To everyone that has joined us, thank you for engaging with us. Parting words, Benro and Adeboa, you go, and then we'll wrap this up.
So I think parting words, thank you everyone for joining us on this webinar. And I think that digitization is the way forward. Digitization will support the existing incumbents to deliver a much better product, and that's why we exist at Octamile. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to work together with our partners to help them improve their own businesses and deliver much better product experience for their customers. And also, if you are one of those insurance customers who probably had a bad experience in the past, you should probably consider switching to AXA, and experience the 60-minute instant claims payout proposition which Adeboa spoke about. So that transformation is already happening, and actually encourage customers to give it a try.
Thank you, Adeboa.
Thank you for everyone who has joined the webinar today. I'm sure that we have taken away one or two things. Like we say at AXA, we say that insurance is there to provide some level of protection for you at different aspects of your life's journey. And we are here to ensure that that journey is seamless, is fruitful, and is fulfilling for our customers. And so in every aspect of what we do, what our main goal is how can we partner with our customers to achieve their goals. So this is not just all about making money. This is not just all about profit. This is about how do we actually impact our customer lives. And that's exactly what we are doing at AXA. We want to be partnering with our customers. And to do this, we need support from a lot of third-party companies, and that's where Octamile comes to play. And they have helped us to put together a fast-track application for a threshold amount of claims. And if your claim falls within that threshold and use that platform, we can assure you that you're likely to have a very good experience. And that would also result in you scoring us very well. And we believe that all of this transforms into a great customer journey. So yes, we look forward to having you at AXA. We look forward to working with you. We look forward to partnering with you on your life's journey. Thank you. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Benro, and thank you, Friendswell. Bye.
Thank you so much, Adebola. Thank you, Benro, and thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any further questions on Octamile or any of our solutions, you can email business@octamile.com, or you can email me directly, principal.akuma@octamile.com. You can also check out our website at octamile.com, and we'll have someone schedule a meeting with you for whatever question that you have. Not just at Octamile, we are very committed to simplifying access to insurers across Nigeria and Africa, but we're also committed to filling the knowledge gap both on the side of insurance professionals and on the side of our consumers. We feel that the more knowledge that is out there about the change and the change that is happening in the sector, the more people that will take up insurance. So it's been a fantastic privilege hosting these two knowledgeable individuals, and the first maiden edition of our Octamile series. Till we come your way again, continue engaging with us at Octamile on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and we'll continue to also engage with you. See you at the next one, definitely coming soon, and we'll have it all over social media as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and have a fantastic Thursday. Bye.